That was good, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about and breaking down, like, pretty much the most comprehensive. Jesus, I look like a ghost right now. The most comprehensive and like healthy perspective in regards to diet and including what to stay away from and what to, have caution about in regards to what you put in your body and all that shit. Just to start off, the American diet and the diet that Western civilization has come to, you know, eat every single day, every single person, every single ingredient usually has some derivative of some horrible toxin or some horrible chemical or some horrible slightly FDA approved. Well, the FDA is a whole like conglomerate within itself, but the majority of this food is what I'm saying is it's bad, right? And even the meats, even the organic foods, they could be labeled like FDA safe and organic and all that shit. But in all reality, um, 90% of the time, if not more, those are false labels. Those are false promises, and they're allowed to do that because, of course, they are. They're allowed to do pretty much anything they want to do, right? So the main protagonist in which people eat is like highly saturated vegetable oils and oils like that, like um, canola oils and like most every food, especially fried foods, especially fast food, is really just marinated first, start to process, end to process, and all that garbage, right? And specifically those oils, our system just does not understand what's going on. Like our human body, when we inject or insert those chemicals into our system, our human body is like, it's not even fucking food. Like, what are you doing to me? So, in retrospect, the best diet you could have is like 100% natural food. That is, I would say 60 to 80% meat based. And then the rest is, say, like potatoes, vegetables, give or take. Vegetables are kind of sketchy, but some of some of vegetables are fucking really good, really healthy for you. And then fruits. Fruits are not as sketchy. I mean, I guess it matters what you mean by sketchy because mostly all these items that I listed off are like heavily GMO'd and heavily, profiteered behind the scenes, and it's not like actual genuine food. But if you were to have genuine food, your diet would look something like that, like rice, 80% to 60% meat based, then like potatoes, some vegetables like zucchini and asparagus and tomatoes. Actually, tomatoes are a fruit, but and then most of the fruits are actually really good for you, like apples and kiwis and all that shit. Really good for you. But the thing is all that shit is heavily GMO'd, or I mean, I don't want to say all of it, but in regards to where you live, if you're in Western civilization, pretty much all food is tampered with to some extent, to some genetic level. Whether that's the pesticides they use, whether that's the soil they use, whether that's the water that they use, it's probably fluoridated water. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really, really difficult to get good food, right? So my main consensus for this little like short introduction snippet on this video is there are foods that humans are designed, maybe not designed is the best word. I mean, yeah, evolutionarily designed to eat and intake and therefore be satiated off of, etc. So I'm gonna get into the particulars on all these foods and even the main foods and main ingredients that you want to completely stay away from as much as you're humanly possible to. And some of those ingredients are a lot of the food colorings and the food dyes, especially red 140. No, it's not red 140. Red 40 kind of sounded like something else. But yeah, red 40 is actually, there's a direct correlation to autism. If it, say like a child or a pregnant woman was to intake a decent amount of red 40, the dye, Yeah, there's a direct correlation that it neurologically and physiologically affects and holds a higher chance of manifesting a proclivity in which is autistic. That causes autism. And I mean, like, if you're a fully developed male or like a fully developed female, aka a fully developed person, it's not going to affect you too much, especially if you haven't had it in the past. Like, your body's pretty much fully matured, fully developed, done with puberty. It's not really highly important for, I mean, it is still very important for what you intake in your body, but it's not as important as, say, somebody going through puberty, somebody that's 10, somebody that's 7 years old, somebody that's 15 years old, right? So these food colorings and these food dyes, a lot of them are very synthetic in nature and prompt a horrible reaction within oneself. Sure, they, look cool, but that's all. And then another thing is like MSG. Now, me personally, funny story. My gallbladder, uh, there were so many issues with my gallbladder. I had to have it taken out. You know, the infection of my gallbladder was one of the main reasons I lost so much weight and was so clinically insane. So anyway, the main reason that like prompted my attack, it was one night, super painful. Why my gallbladder was engulfed and inflamed and going through that much pain is because I was eating some hot chips, some hot, spicy, lemony chips. I'm not going to say the brand because, I could get sued or whatever. But these chips have a lot of MSG in them. Now, MSG is very carcinogenic and has a lot of chemical relations that prompt your body to produce cancer cells. And even regardless of that, MSG is just like on its face, just a horrible chemical. The only thing that is good about it is the taste. And the taste is actually really bad. It's pretty much just like the most sour, bitter thing you could put in your mouth, right? So you really got to stay away from MSG. And the thing is MSG is in literally like every candy, most chips, fuck, most foods. Um, So, and a lot of the time, if you look at the labels, they might not even have it labeled on to the ingredients, and they're actually allowed to do this, right? So it's just really, really important to be very food conscious, right? And to a large extent, we can't even really fix our diets. A lot of us are stuck in, a perpetual cycle, especially people that are trying to gain weight or, diet or manage their diet. We're really stuck in a perpetual cycle of, just buying from highly monopolized and profiteer-based companies in which their direct desire is not to nourish us. It's not to satiate us in a healthy manner. It's actually to feed their pockets, empty ours, and fill our pseudo stomachs, not even our real stomachs. Because a lot of the time, say you were to eat like some fast food, you eat it, it feels great when you eat it, right? It's so awesome. Your tongue is having a great time. But then like 20 minutes goes by and you're like, I literally haven't eaten anything. What am I doing? I could eat like 74 cows right now if I wanted to. And the thing is that's what I'm talking about. This food doesn't actually digest in your stomach. It's pseudo food. It really is. It's full of nothing. It's full. What is it full of? Absolutely fucking nothing. So stay away from fast food. Stay away from breads in general, especially in today's climate. Like literally everything is just fried. Okay, so when you are hungry, personally, like I'm like, listen, I'm trying to make this video for you. I'm trying to like show what I do, and a lot of the time I don't even do this stuff because, well, first of all, buying food these days and buying healthy food is so expensive. Hell, buying bad food is so expensive. Okay, so it alludes to a greater issue, right? It alludes to the fact that, I mean, it alludes to a lot of things, but it alludes to the fact that we're all hurdled in a fucking farm, pretty much, and we can't really eat what we want to eat what we're designed to eat, unless we have a shit ton of money and paying a shit ton of taxes, which is cool and all. That's really cool. Thanks a lot. for that, actually. Thank you a lot, because I don't need to eat good food. Yeah, I'm fucking built different. What do you think I need to eat good, healthy food as a human being that's growing? No. That's insane. Anyway, yeah, just be like hyper vigilant in regards to food. Like I said, 60 to 80% meat based. Especially in regards to like bodybuilding and growing muscle, and actually fuck it, even if you're not doing either of those things and you just want to satiate yourself completely and have just a very healthy system, you want to eat a lot of meat. You want to like you want to eat a decent amount of meat. Um, like there are many anecdotal comparisons and statistics and evidence here and there, um, that people on a full 100% carnivore diet, their autoimmune issues go away, their acne goes away, their skin gets better, their collagen synthesis within themselves improves. Meat has a bunch of creatine in it. That's actually what creatine is derived from. Is a I'm pretty sure it's beef. I'm not too sure on that, but yeah, there's creatine like in liver and stuff like that. So if you were to, I could put like a diagram on screen, right? The most anabolic and androgenic foods, it's meat. Meat is totally up there. I guess on the pinnacle of that would be like, I don't know, liver, or like fucking, don't want to go full liver king on you, but maybe some like no, I'm not even gonna say that. Don't eat testicles. Bro's weird. Anyway, yeah, so it's like, meats, potatoes, rice, vegetables, fruits, then nuts and berries, and well, that's fruits, but nuts and all that. So that's the level of importance that is appropriate to rank foods in which that you want to run off of and feel yourself, right? Um, I don't even have any notes for this video. I'm kind of just like talking. Um, you know, I have a bunch of analytical, more statistical, comparison and cause and effect and all this shit behind the scenes. But in all reality, I actually don't even need to say all that stuff. The only thing that I need to say to you for a change to be made is just to make you aware. And you probably are already aware, and especially you watching this, you're probably hyper vigilant compared to the average person, just out of sheer prospect that you're watching this, right? So in total, in summary, for this whole video, simply just having a very conscious state in which allows your body and your character to seek foods that are actually like 100% in accordance with yourself, evolutionarily, cognitively, spiritually. Because like I said, the majority of foods have some sort of fucked up malicious chemicals in them, whether that's the start of the food's inception to the end of the food's inception to the reason the food was able to manifest the way that it manifested, aka like gene altering and gene expression and gene slicing. Now, the best thing to do would be to have your own farm, harvest your own crops. That's the best thing to do, hands down. Because the start to finish process 100% through. Now, the second best thing is outsourcing your food, or I guess, yeah, outsourcing your food to another farm, or say you have a family member that has a farm, things like that. That's the second best way to do it. Now, the third best way is, like local, what is it called? Like farmers markets and like venues like that. Like usually they sell some really good food, some like fully just organic food, super satiating, super healthy, super anabolic, super androgenic, all the things that you want in your food. That is what you will find. And then the list just keeps going down. But then it's like, natural grocery stores. Sure, you could say that they're natural. You could trust them. They probably are a little bit better for you than the majority of the stores, whatever. But, it doesn't even compare to the other notes that I mentioned, like the farms and the localized farms, farmers markets, all that stuff. Now below that is like high food grocery stores like Walmart's, Target, Albertsons, Safeway. Now you'll find some good stuff within these stores, um, maybe if you're lucky, but the majority of shit is really, really, really bad, and you want to stay away from it as much as you can. Now I know it's hard because we need to eat food. You know, that's the scenario that we're in. We need to eat food, so to a certain extent, none of what I'm saying matters, and which is really sad. It's very expensive. But then under that, like Walmart and Target would be like fast food chains. Like you know, you could list 20 off the top of your head right now. You little fat ass. No, I'm kidding. I'm just speaking to how ingrained they are into our psyche, right? You got McDonald's, Wendy's, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A. All these fucking horrible for you. Never eat them again. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. They're speeding up cancer production within your cells. They're making you inflamed. Um, they have no good minerals or vitamins. In fact, they have no minerals. If they do have vitamins in them, it's probably because they inject that shit with vitamins externally. It's scary, man. And you know, I really hope that this video kind of, you know, allows you to uh, arrange your diet in a slightly more conscious state. And like I said, eating well and eating period is so bloody expensive. So there's greater issues upon this, right? It's not just the main issue is not just your diet. It's the fact that society is set up in a way that makes you eat bad food, right? At the end of the day, that's what it is, and it's really sad. And it's the main things that we could do is use capitalism on our side and make really good food, really good products. You know, like oversee the FDA, oversee the like we're able to do that as humans. We have innate autonomy, and that's not what I meant to say. We have, you know, self movement. We're able to orientate ourselves as we wish. You know, that's one of the blessings about being alive, is the fact that we do have independence and the ability to do what we want under a lot of constraint, right? There's many constraints that are stopping us and slowing us down. But we're able to technically make a difference. And I think that's what we have to do as the next generation, and even just as people, period. You could be like 85 watching this video. You could make a difference. You could sue the FDA. You, it's kind of, you know, it sounds like like trying to fucking like have everybody sue the FDA or something, or oversee the FDA. Um, yes, that shit is not good. None of this shit is good. We don't eat good food. We're not at a good state in society. Let's do that shit. I don't give a fuck if it's, I'm like, let's do it in a healthy, good mannered, respectful, you know, fucking cordial way. But it needs to happen. This shit is poisoning our youth. This shit is poisoning pregnant women. This shit is poisoning our men. This shit is lowering fertility rates. This shit is lowering testosterone rates. This shit is lowering your natural fucking endocrine system. It's doing all of these things to make us what? Duller, more stupid, have less life goals that are actually resonating with oneself and fulfilling. You know, that's well, that's exactly it. That's the main thing that they want to do. And this is just to wrap up the video. The majority of these chemicals and the majority of bad chemicals within foods and candies and, you know, all that shit, actually all kind of, listen, I'm kind of getting into more like sketchy, uncharted territory with this video, right? But most of these chemicals all kind of manifest themselves within, you know, a chemical perspective in oneself to promote I hate to say this, but it seems like a bunch of ADHD, autistic characteristics, as well as asexual feminization characteristics. Now, what I just said is really really scary, and in fact, this could actually just put a target on my head. To be completely honest, because nobody is supposed to be saying this. You cannot say this shit on like YouTube without getting your videos taken down and unmonetized and all that. It's a fight against humanity. Um, and I'm saying this point blank period to you, and it probably sounds like I'm crazy, but listen, man, I know deep within yourself, as I do with that I want to have a healthy community and a healthy family and a healthy self and a healthy wife. Okay, that's what I want. I want to have a healthy society, and I'm sure you do too. So if this is important to me and it resonates with my nervous system and my psyche and my spirit, I'm sure it will do to you the same. Because you're probably a man in my position, and you're about 15 to, I don't know, 25, 30, and you're thinking about bearing children or starting a family or going into a business endeavor. What you fuel yourself with is the number one priority, hands down. Okay, well, cool. I think that was a decent video. No notes today. I'm probably going to record multiple videos today because I have pretty much the full day to do that. So, hey, see you guys. Thanks for watching. I really fucking hope this video alluded to some truths. Cool. We'll see you guys. Stay hard.